Hey there, Agile Adventurer. Just a quick question. What if, for the price of a fancy coffee or half a pizza, you could unlock over 700 hours of the best Agile content on the planet? That's audio, video, e-courses, books, presentations, all that you can think of. But you can also join live calls with world-class practitioners and hang out in a flame war-free and AI slop-clean Slack with the sharpest minds in the game. Oh, and yes, you get direct access to me, Vasco, your Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. No, this is not a drill. It's the Scrum Master Toolbox membership. And it's your unfair advantage in the Agile world. So if you want to know more, go check out scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. That's scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. And check out all the goodies we have for you. Do it now. But if you're not doing it now, let's listen to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to one more week of the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. And this week, joining us from beautiful Perth in Australia is Scott Smith. Hey, Scott. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Vasco. Pleasure to be here. Thanks for the invite.
So Scott is a 53-year-old professional based in Perth, Australia. He balances a successful career with a strong focus on health and fitness, currently preparing for a bodybuilding competition in 2026. That is surprising, Scott. We'll probably talk about why that is important for you as well. With a background in leadership and coaching, Scott values growth, discipline, and staying relevant in a rapidly changing world. So, Scott, that was a short intro. Tell us a little bit more about yourself and how did you end up becoming a Scrum Master?
Yeah, so I was a business analyst for a long time, probably about 10 years or so, and I was working a few years back for a company in the mining services industry as a business analyst, and they wanted to start working with Scrum ways of working, and we had a team, so I had decided to do my PSM1, which is the Professional Scrum Master 1 course, and get my certification, as I was keen to make a move after 10 years as a BA, and things were really getting changing direction, I suppose, in terms of those traditional ways of working and moving into more Scrum and Agile ways of working, which I really got interested in. So I got the opportunity to work with the teams and set them up from the beginning. So really started setting up all those mechanics with the team that I had, the Scrum events and the facilitation, really all the basics which I had learned from the PSM1 course. And that, I suppose, was the start. That was my start of my journey into being a Scrum Master.
Very good, very good. And because you have a business analyst background, I can imagine that the change in ways of working would immediately be something that you would consider would affect you, no?
Yeah, absolutely. Change has always been something I feel it really resonates with me. I think I noticed it more so when I was doing my my MBA at university, and here in Perth, and one of the units there was organisational change, and that was really the course which I suppose I excelled in out of the 12 courses that you do as part of the MBA, and that was probably the one that resonated mostly with me. So it set me on the right path, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. Great background, of course, to then applying all of that as a change agent, as a Scrum Master. But, Scrum Mastering is not always as easy as we would like it to be. Sometimes it actually is quite hard, and we fail. And that's okay. Failure is not a problem as long as we learn. And that's what we want to talk about with you, Scott. So share that story with us, a difficult moment you had as a Scrum Master, and we'll dive into the, insights and lessons learned later. But share that story first, Scott.
Sure. You're absolutely right. fail often, and that's all part of the journey. There is one story that comes to mind. It, on the surface, it might seem quite small and insignificant, but it sticks with me for some reason. Um, the story is that I was working with a number of squads as a Scrum Master, and we had showcases each sprint where each squad had a 5 minute slot, and they would share their outcomes from the sprint. And I coordinated and facilitated these showcases. In one instance, one of these showcases, I called out a particular individual in one of the teams for the fantastic work they had done during the sprint. Um, and later on, once we finished the showcase, I got a phone call from them, and they were really unhappy. So I had upset them. Um, the lesson that I now know and have taken forward with me is not everybody enjoys the limelight, and being called out, I suppose, without having prior notice or asked for their permission to do so. So that is something that, really sticks with me, and making sure that I check in with people before doing those types of things in the future is really important to me.
So if I understood you correctly, by them, you mean the team?
No, this was an individual.
Oh, one
yeah,
person.
that one person. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is really surprising. So was that person like presenting the work that the squad had completed, or were they more like in the background? Like what was kind of their I suppose you could say their stand, their position in that showcase?
So they were part of a team who were presenting, and this individual was presenting on behalf of the team.
Okay.
And as facilitator, I would go around each team and call up the next presenter, introduce them, and during that introduction, I had shared the fantastic work they had done. I suppose what they didn't like about that when they called me after the showcase was not having been told in advance or asked permission to be calling them out. Even though I was calling them out for great work, they took offence to this, and it drove home, I suppose, the need to check in with individuals prior to doing such things, even if it is in
I think the
a
relationship with that
day.
individual continue later. Like, was everything okay after that, and you respected their wish, and that was all fine?
Yeah, absolutely. We did get on great and had no issues or concerns. It's a really, I suppose, I think a conservative person, someone who's quiet, introverted. So it makes sense that they perhaps didn't like being called out in a bigger audience where we had maybe 100+ people on the call, which was what happened.
That is very surprising, because usually people feel proud in what they do, and of course they are appreciative if that work that was done with pride and effort is recognized and highlighted. But this individual was not, and I think that your insight, right, like check in with people, I think it's incredibly important, and for all of us who need to present and who need to work with teams that might, and especially if it is people in the software world, that's a high likelihood, might be more introvert, more reserved, more conservative. They might not appreciate the limelight at all, and it might take great effort for them to overcome the anxiety of speaking to a large group, and then being put on the spot, even for a good reason, might feel like just one step too far in that anxiety management that many of us still have to deal with, right?
Yeah, absolutely true. So that was my lesson learned.
Yeah, absolutely. And a great story, and counterintuitive at that. So brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Scott.
Yeah.
All right, I hope you liked this episode. But before you hit next episode, here's the deal. This podcast is powered by people like you, the members who wanted more than just inspiration. They wanted real tools and real connection to people who are practicing Agile every day. We're talking access to over 700 hours of Agile Gold, CTO level strategy talks, summit keynotes, live workshops, e-courses, deep dive interviews, books, and if you're into no estimates, we got the pioneers of no estimates in those deep dive interviews as well. Agile business intelligence, creating product visions, coaching your product owner courses, you name it. You'll get invites to monthly live Q&As with Agile pioneers and practitioners, plus a private Slack community, which is free of all of that AI slop you see everywhere, and of course, without the flame wars. It's a community of practitioners that want to learn and thrive together. It's the best place to connect with community and learn together. So if this podcast has helped you before, imagine what you will get from this podcast membership. So head on over to scrummastertoolbox.org/membership and join the community that's shaping the future of Agile. And we have so much for you. So check out all the details at scrummastertoolbox.org/membership, because listening is great, it's important, but doing it together, that's next level. I'll see you in the community Slack. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.